Hey, what's up, everybody? Jake here from Skritter. Welcome to a new kind of series that I'm experimenting with. It's not a new kind of series, it is a new series. I have a new setup here at home that I'm very excited about. It's kind of been in my brain for a while. I've wanted to do a little bit more natural content. And I'm still working out some kinks on this, but the idea here is that I'm going to just record what I'm doing during the day. Day in the life of a Skritter CEO, day in the life of a small tech CEO. What am I dealing with? What am I struggling with? Sometimes, but mostly, what am I studying and engaging in, right? Like, I'm a student too. I started using Skritter as a student many years ago at this point, 2012 for grad school, and, been on the grind ever since. I don't just use Skritter though, right? I use a variety of different tools, which is fantastic. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking at what am I going to be using? We've got some technology here, so let's just take a little preview. Let's go over here. Okay, so I'm going to be using Notion to track. I use Notion for a lot of different things for work. I also use it for personal tracking. I have a Notion page that I set up for 中文课, and if anyone's interested, we can do more of a deep dive, a tour into my Notion channel. Today, though, I'm going to be, let's do a full page here. So I'm going to be looking at my class from last week, 2023年3月31号. Okay, so that was last week. I have another class this week. Status currently is in progress. This is 中文课 from the date. And if I go back to my 学习目标, my progress and my Kanban board, I want to put this into, I'm basically in the reviewing phase. I want to study it. So you're going to be studying along with me. It's going to be a long form video. The lessons are an hour long. I don't think I'm going to cut anything out of it. If I do, it's just because we're discussing content that I'm just not comfortable posting on the internet right now, if I'm honest. But I'm going to be studying the whole thing anyways, and going through it. So if things skip around and things don't maybe make sense, that's why. Let's see, what else do we have going on here though? So I'm going to jump back to myself over here. Cool. And go over here. So the other thing that I kind of have set up here is, and I think it's actually in this screen. So let's do that. We're going to hide myself for a second. I also have my mobile app up as a screen share over here. Let's move that over just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to be using, we're not going to show that. One sec. All right, I'm going to be using one of my favorite applications that I use to keep myself on track. That's Focus Keeper. So let's launch that. And this isn't going to be up the entire time. It will be up for me, but you're not going to be able to see it. So generally speaking, something that I've been working on for quite some time is basically it's a Pomodoro app, right? So I'm time boxing my time and just making sure that I get some things done. I do have a busy schedule during the day. There's a lot of meetings that happen. So focused, dedicated work time where I'm doing things that I need to do. And maybe this is better if I go like this and we have this up. Okay. Hi. Still experimenting with this whole thing. Let's take a sip of coffee. Oh, that's good. Okay, so I love Focus Keeper. Been a fan and a supporter of theirs for a while. I do wish that it had integration, cross integration, so that if it was on my computer or my iPad or another phone, I do have a couple testing devices, and it'd be cool to kind of leave one of them up and charged and just use it for my Pomodoro techniques every single day. What I have discovered though is that it doesn't. What doesn't it do? It doesn't sync across devices right now. Maybe it'll do that in the future, but no worries. I don't really need to use my cell phone too much when I'm in focus mode. That's like not the objective. In fact, having it on, charging, and just displaying the focus time while I'm working is a great motivator. So the way this is set up and the way that I'm going to work through this process here is it's 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break. I do those 4 sessions in a row, and then I get a 25-minute break if I'm really in the zone and really cooking and don't have any meetings in the day. I also use this for other things that I'm trying to do. I like to do daily reading, whether it's in Chinese or English, I don't really care. Japanese a little bit too even, but I also have some dedicated daily goals of spending minimum 25 minutes studying Japanese, whether that's Skritter, Duolingo, Japanese Uncovered Beginner series from Story Learning and Ollie Richards, and various other kind of resources that we can dig into in the future. Chinese, of course, that's like Skritter, or also doing stuff like this. So in a previous episode, or not a previous episode, but a previous recording that I did that may or may not see the light of day, I did talk about how I'm trying to get more out of my sessions with my teacher, Wei Lao Shi, who you're going to hear in this video. So one of the things that I do is I actually record all of my, sorry, I got a haircut today, and I have a little hair in my mouth. I record the audio for my lessons, and then I export it and I put it on my phone so I can listen to it, and I upload it into Notion. So let's dig into Notion. First of all, let's kick off this focus timer, and let's actually dig into studying. So I'm going to go a little bit less into commentator mode and a little bit more into study mode, but I'm really going to be kind of active in talking myself through this process. So you're going to be a fly on the wall, and hopefully this is fun and interesting. If it's not, let me know in the comments below. I'd love feedback on this. Like I said, totally experimental. So let's get started. This is Chinese and work, but it's Chinese. Interface is super clean. I love it. Let's hide that now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to Notion. Over here, bring myself down here. Hello. And I'm going to dig into it. So this is going to be over here in a little preview that I can just see, make sure that I have things set up the way that I want. I can actually switch cameras if I need. This is all very new to me. I apologize. It will get better in the future should I continue to do this. I'm going to continue to do this, but you know what I mean. All right, so the way that this is set up right now, let's just go take a look, and we're going to switch to full page. We'll play the audio in a second. So what I've already done to set the stage here for myself is my teacher sent me a text last week, which made me laugh. 媒婆说帮我介绍一个男生身高起码180人老实话不多见面时身高起码180人老实话不多 So she said 标点很重要 right? So where's the emphasis and the stress? Translate 标点 being punctuation 对吗 Oops, discard the response. So I'm actually going to just turn this into a toggle list and do an emoji. 图片 okay, right? Haha. And I'm going to take this block and put it in there. That way I've got it. We've got 论语. So my teacher and I have been going through some of the Analects of Confucius, the 论语, and we have one that I want to be studying from. I also have started 课堂上的笔记本. So this is some notes that came in from Skype, basically, while I was having the chat. We're not doing this chat. We're not looking at the video recording here. I'm just looking, at things. So I'm going to get into 论语, but I do want to do this first. So ideal world, I have time like I do today. I'm sitting down, I'm actively studying for an hour and change to get through this stuff. What am I doing? What am I focusing on? So what I want to be doing here is I'm going to just press start and I'm going to start listening. But as I'm listening, I want to take some notes on interesting phrases and words my teacher is saying, anything that I'm making mistakes on so that I can be mindful of them. and other stuff of that nature. So I have prepared these. These are the class notes from my teacher on some things. So what I really want to be looking for here is in the dialogue when this happens, maybe I put a timestamp, highlight it, and really bring attention for myself to this. So yeah, let's get started. I'm excited. This is actually the proper time that I should start the Focus Keeper. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back and start it over. Proper, actually digging in. OK， 开始吧。那老师，你今天怎么样？
今天还好啊，昨天晚上跟朋友聚会，然后呢，睡觉的时候晚了。
睡觉的时候晚了 ，so she went to bed later.
不过没关系，我本来以为我起不来了，其实
我本来以为我这是起床的起不来了。So I like picking out and listening to interesting native utterances. They're a good thing for us non-native speakers to emulate. 我本来以为我起不来了，那他后来说什么呢？
现在每天因为已经习惯4点钟起床了，所以4点钟就会醒。
So she gets up at 4:30 every day. That's because she has classes with people like me in the United States, and she's in Taiwan right now. So time zones, 时差 and all that jazz.
昨天晚上跟朋友聚会，发现台中有一个
跟朋友聚会，发现什么呢？Maybe this is just like bullet list. Copy paste.
怎么说啊？在赖上的一个组群，然后呢，其实这个是
什么？Oh, a group. Yeah.
一个旅行社。这旅行社很聪明。这旅行社呢，就是
Smart Travel Agency
是吧？就是它有好多，它刚开始先设定一个账户，然后呢，它就，譬如说，它有那个就是去玩的地方嘛，就在台湾，然后是在台中出发，这是给台中人用的，在台湾旅游，然后呢，就是他坐的那个游览车不是以前那种
游览车。AI is sweet, everybody. Bullet. 好，继续。
大巴是7人座的
哦，不是
这种小型的，
小型的
面包车吧，
面包车。
英文怎么说啊？英文就是英文是那种9人座的那种旅行车，
那种7到9人座的旅行车。So it's a small tour bus. It's not a big bus. So it's like more like a travel van. And I incorrectly translate this right here.
然后呢，就是一个司机嘛。
不是，
就是
It's like a 9-seat
vehicle.
Oh, yeah, travel van. 应该是算是 tour van 吧，
就是7人到9人座的。那就是有一个司机，没有导游，就是一个司机。然后
没有导游 ，so we have 导游 tour guide 没有导游，只是 只是个司机。So here I think she's going to say 其实那个司机也算是导游，但是因为只有司机，所以那个价钱你付的钱就比较少一点，对吗？因为不是2个人，是1个人。
然后就是他在网上，然后他就说哪一天我们要去哪里，然后这就是1天的行程哦，就是1天的行程。
一天的行程。Just keep asking AI to translate into English. Itinerary. 对了 cancel. I want to insert below and put that in there. Can this do pinyin? I don't know. Translate. Chinese with pinyin? Maybe. Add. No. Add pinyin. Wow, 超棒. Okay, so it's going to be super awkward to keep cleaning this up and bulleting it while I'm going. So maybe I'll do that after the fact, right? I just want to kind of keep moving through this. But this is slick. Thanks, Notion. Huge shout out to Notion. Big fan. Love it.
也有我现在还没看仔细，大部分就是短期的。
还没看仔细。Okay. So I like to take, oftentimes in Chinese, like if it's a word, I'm not super familiar with this word here. In context, I can basically guess at the meaning, but I want to extract words out that are interesting to me. So 还没看仔细. So she hasn't looked at it, in detail. So let's add translate Chinese and add some, add pinyin.
他就可以带你出去，早上一大早，然后就
so super early in the morning
出去，然后到了大概下午6、7点的时候回来。
Get back at
价钱很好，
6 or 7
而且
at night.
呢，现在台湾政
价钱很好。
规定大巴，就是说一天只能
so they have regulations?
只能把游客放在大巴上几个小时，就是
几个小时
X 小时，不晓得几个小时，
不晓得。
所以譬如说他早上7点接你，
譬如说 is really good. It's a way of 比如说 but 譬如说 is another 说法, it's another way of saying it. So she's about to 举个例子. So let's pay attention to what she has to say.
他到下午，譬如说5点，他一定要送你回来。但是呢，这种小型的那个
5 o'clock needs to take
就
you
没有
back.
这种规矩，
没有这种规矩。
所以呢，他可以在外面待很久，
可以待很久。
然后，而且譬如说要凑，譬如说一个团啊，如果要凑一个大巴的话，不是要
凑，什么意思呢？不知道。如果要凑一个大班。I think this is the right one. Add pinyin and English. Yeah, but she's saying 四声. All right, let's go check.凑. Keep it. Discard. This is very new. I've actually literally never used Notion AI, but I'm on this AI kick, so I'm experimenting as I go here. But it's pretty slick. 要凑，如果要凑一个。All right, so what does 凑 mean? I forget. Let's go over here. Let's do MDGB. traditional Chinese. I love MDGB. 凑。哦，对，肯定是凑。All right, so I do have this word in Skritter, but I could add it right there. Okay, let's do this. So, 凑 is a word. And we'll translate and provide pinyin. Write an example sentence using the word. I 喜欢 Insert below. 我好啊，凑。好，继续。
要找很多人吗？那这个，譬如说7到9人这个 van，就不用找这么多人了，就是找人很方便了，因为而且譬如一个人想去的话也可以。那对我来说很方便啊。譬如说一个人想去的话，不用找人家，因为在台湾有些地方，台湾有很多地方很好玩，但是你如果没有车的话，高铁到不了。
高铁到不了 ，so you can't get there by high speed rail. So if you don't
太好了，下次
肯定可以。
下次的话
有很多机会吧。
下次回来的话，那我就到处玩。
到处玩。
而且呢，你知道吗？
下次的时候到处玩，right? Go out and have fun. 那价钱呢？
价钱不错啊，
价钱方面。
价钱不错啊，价钱也很美啊，价钱很漂亮啊。因为假如说你有个大巴的话，就需要2个人。
So when I heard this the first time, I obviously it registered, but I didn't really ever think of in Chinese using this as a way to talk about the price. The price is beautiful. The price is 很美啊，价钱漂亮啊。So this kind of utterance, this is why I take classes and listen to native speakers and converse with them and then listen to it back, right? So if I don't listen to this back, maybe it's in passing, but now I get to re-listen to it, and I've listened to this thing like 4 times already over the course of the week. I get to pay attention to those things, and maybe I get to start, adding and stealing from native speakers to make my utterances and my communication style more authentic and native, 比较道地，比较地道， right? 对吗？好，继续。
一个司机要开车，然后呢，另外一个是个导游。他现在就只有一个司机，那司机就是导游。然后，他这个族群啊，已经譬如说 ，Line 好像有规定，一个族群最多只有500个人，所以呢，他就再开一个户，所以他现在已经有9个族群了。而且呢，就是他去玩的地方啊很多。所以一个族群就有几乎每天都有去哪里，所以你譬如说你今天想去，
每天都有机会去。
今天如果最后1分钟想去，当然是没有了。就是每一天都能够找得到这个玩的地方，所以你如果下次回来的时候呢，也可以用这种方法。
肯定会用啊！谢谢老师的推荐，听起来不错啊。
下次回来
你在哪里发现这个事情？是 Line 上？
昨天跟同学聚会的时候，而且你知道吗？他这个是口传的，就是一个人去了以后觉得好，那要有人加你。
口传的 ，All right, so 口传 is I understand it, but it's an interesting word that's orally transmitted, right? So it's word of mouth marketing, which is super cool. So now let's go add this to Skritter. Whoa, we're in the wrong language. Let's go switch to Chinese. Ta-da! Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's so easy. It's so easy. What am I doing? Okay, back to Notion. 好。
有人加你 Line， 他就是意思说啊，我觉得不错，我加你。所以呢，就是他这个 消费者也有一个保证，因为是我们在族群上大家都看得到谁，今天如果谁玩的不愉快，也可以在上面讲说我今天玩的不愉快，或是说今天这个旅途设计的不好什么什么的。所以第一个是口传的，就是大家说啊谁谁什么好，然后我介绍你，那有人加你才加得进去，因为你如果我
有人加你才加得进去。So here 才 is like only after something takes place can they add you in. So this word of mouth marketing 口传的方法，对吗？它的好处 line 上的族群is it's restrictive and kind of not restrictive, but like you're going to have a good time. If you had a good time, you're going to recommend others to use the service they add online and 才能加进去，对吗？ So your friend has to invite you in, and then the 旅行社 can approve you and welcome you into the chat and start talking about destinations and deals and all that stuff. Really cool concept and idea. I don't know what the place is called, unfortunately, but yeah, just know, I guess, if you're in Taiwan, or I'm sure they have these in other places, check online and see if there's small, 浏览车 and grow. And if you can go with native speakers that you don't know, right? So you're in this small group, you're going to have such a good time. You're going to learn so much Chinese. It'll be awesome. So 高见推荐 right here. Go find these line groups, go on tours, use your Chinese.
自己话找不到，在网上找不到。
不错啊。
所以呢，跟这个所以这个是小学同学，我们小学同学真是神通。
来了，神通。So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about 神通. I'm going to add, this is a word that I want to learn. Let me move my coffee here so it doesn't spill. 神通. 神通. And then the 来源, the 成语 that this comes from is 神通广大. To have remarkable abilities. Okay, so let's dig into this. We spent a little bit of time talking about this stuff. It's pretty cool. And so often in Chinese, these utterances and expressions, they do get translated, or not translated down, but like simplified down into a word. And the word and how it's used is kind of modern usage and has this rich historical background. So it comes from a 成语. You don't want to say 神通广大 every single time, so you just say 神通, and everyone knows 神通广大, and they know that this person, their friend here, it happens to be 伟伟老师小学同学, and they're awesome. They found this line group and they're recommending it, and so now 老师哈哈哈太好了，我可以去啊，下次回来的时候吧吧吧吧吧 right? So 神通 神 So here, I don't know this word. This is brand new to me, right?
神通广大的神通.
And I think credit to my teacher, I'm going to pause. She does a great, fantastic job. She picks up on this, right? Like sometimes she can just smell the bullshit. And if, so, you don't want to 假装你听懂. 如果你不懂的话呢，你在付钱. If you are paying someone money to tutor you and you have a situation or a 词 or a 字 or a 随便你啊，如果你不懂的话，你要举手，你要跟老师说，或者你沟通的时候呢，如果是个很好的老师 if they're a good teacher, 他们大概会猜得到，高健听不懂啊，他的脸是在脸上，他可以看得出来，我听出来，高健其实这里我说神通，高健不懂啊，那我们现在就是比较仔细的分析啊，不是比较仔细的讨论一下，然后了解一下神通的意思，神通广大是什么意思，是什么来源。那 now I know because I listened to it and my teacher told me, but now I get to hear it again, which is amazing. And now I'm just going to use it. And like here, I don't even have to think about it anymore. 神通广大，神通广大，这个人神通，很神通。Fiona, Gwillem, Iona, 所有的人啊，跟 Skritter 的，我们 Skritter 的人都神通，
就是神的力量，让他通。
神的力量，然后让他通。 神的神 is spirit, right? Deity 神的力量，然后让它通 express communicate out 通 let's translate算了 discard 不要没关系好我们去看看通是什么呢Walk well through suffix expert connect communicate open 对我猜的对 classifier for an activity so 这里也是量词但是这边呢应该是个动词好继续Oh, I want a timestamp. So here we're talking about this, and let's do. I like this emoji here. 说话. One thing I love about typing in Chinese is like way easier to find emoji. Notion makes it pretty easy to find emoji, but if I'm like chatting on another messaging app, I often will switch to Chinese and type in the Chinese to get the emoji really quickly. 超方便. Pro tip. If you're for the emoji lovers out there, I think emoji is 表点文化表点文字好像是 Okay, anyways, so 6 minutes 左右 Wow, we're only 6 minutes in 好没关系有很多时间希望你们也有期望希望 We're going to talk about 期望 in a minute and we're going to do a deeper dive. Okay, 神通广大 Extraordinary,
神通广大
remarkable
就是
skill.
形容有一个人他什么都能够解决就什么都知道
形容 so now we're actually getting into like the expression 形容一个人能解决很多问题这个人什么都知道好所以那个司机开算是小 van 的那个算是小巴的可以用So here 这个成语来形容它
那不一定啊我们不知道啊可是就是假如说你今天形容一个人他很厉害你问他什么他都能帮你解决那就是神通广大
神通广大
我的意思是说我的同学我这些昨天去聚会
So listening to this conversation, right, I thought the emphasis was on the 浏览车, the 小巴, and so when she's talking about 神通广大 and having this expert ability and skill, I thought she was talking about the 旅行社团 but no, she's talking about her 小学同学 who she was with last night, which is the start of our whole conversation today, right? So easy to get lost and confused, but she 补充 and just lets me know like, no, it's my friend who totally knows everything and introduced me to this line group. So they were able to help resolve my problem. 因为老师没有车，如果要到处玩的话呢，那怎么办？就可以利用这种方法来出去玩，对吗？好。你的同学是神通广大
对
你不能说是神通广大我的同学神通广大神通广大好神通广大
所以我们就用神通啊这个人是神通就不用广大了但是这是来源
这个人是神通还是这个人很神通
这个人神通神通是一个神通
好
他神通广大是形容词形容词是不需要 to be or to have
对谢谢老师好 We will include a link in the description below. She's not cheap, but she's good. 一般会说这个人是呢，好。那 clean some of this stuff up. 一个不神通的人就是那个是什么？
不灵。
This is the worst transition in history. Okay, so what I'm trying to convey here is this 媒婆, this matchmaker, is a bad. She's not a 神通。摸婆念错了，是魔吗？媒婆高见媒婆，这是女媒婆吗？对 ，all right. So we just had an alert. Let's go check it out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 好丢脸哦。This has been up the whole time. I'm doing such a good job at like looking at the camera and 补充 and all these different things, right? FML. 不好意思啊. Okay, so, well, we all saw that I am on a break now, but I'm actually just going to skip the great break and keep going. I am in the zone, but let's get this out of here. Hi. Sorry. 继续。
媒婆是 matchmaker。
对呀，对呀。你发的那个，你说标点重要，
哦，
你不记得吗？我这那个媒婆一点都不神通，为什么呢？身高起码180，人老实话不多。后来呢？见面时，身高起码180，人老，实话不多。
不是这个媒婆啊，不是神通，她是
人老。All right, so now we're in the, so let's go back. We are talking about this. I'm trying to kind of transition a little bit. We've been talking a lot about this. If you'll hear in this class, it's good for listening and like, especially if I'm taking the time to go back and do this stuff. But in a typical classroom conversational setting, my teacher and I are very comfortable. I've had over 100 lessons with her. So we have a very familiar, and friendly conversational class. It's pretty 轻松. It's pretty chill, if I'm honest. But, here I think I'm probably like, hey, I'm going to move this along. I see an opportunity to talk about some of the material that she sent me, which I did spend a little bit of time prepping. So I want to bring it up and kind of transition the conversation. And this is an ebb and flow of normal conversation. I did a terrible job, but is what it is. So let's add a timestamp here. If I ever want to come back and look at this again, we're in about let's close this up. We're at like 9:15. 说话 9:15. 媒婆的笑话。是那个媒婆吗？哦，对呀。OK， 就是。Let's add it right here. 嘿，有了 ，Boom. Move this down now. Tying things into the conversation, right?
骗子。
I can clean this up later, but 对，这个不是神通，是骗子，对啊。
是骗子。
你就是拜托他处理你的问题，后来呢，他就给你很大的问题。有个老人骑马过来跟你说什么废话？
没有，他的意思是说啊，这个人的身高啊，骑了马以后才180。
对，是的。This is where, le is not a being used as a past tense marker. It's a change of state and status here. So 身高 他这个人呢，你看这个他画的画呢，会发现这个人在做什么呢？在骑马。那他身高骑了马之后才 so here 才 comes up again as not until this person gets on a horse and 骑了马 are they 180 centimeters, which is probably maybe 5, I don't know, 5'8", something like that. I'm 190.5, 190.5, and I'm 6'3". Yeah, anyways, I don't know. 好，继续。对 I'll keep this open. 还有什么呢？高点不是人老实，人老实 ，so honest person， 人老 old person， 实话不多，所以他哪里说那个帮我介绍一下那个哪个见面时？因为你自己说标点很重要，就是他也写的吗？还是你自己？
我写的。
标点，punctuation 很重要。好。觉得好笑，同意。身高骑马180。
其实这个类似的东西我以前也看过，但是突然一下找不到。很多这种类似的，你标点标不对的时候，那个完全意思就不对了。
Oh, this is a good utterance. Let's listen to it again.
我写的，
老师写的，老师好笑。其实。觉得好笑。身高骑马180。
其实这个类似的东西我以前也看过。
其实这样类似的东西
但是。
所以他哪里说那个帮我
18000。
英语也有，英文当然也有，所以很好笑的。
这种类似的，你标点我写的。
算了，no 不算了。I want to do it。觉得好笑。其实这样类似的东西有。
其实这个类似的东西我以前也看过，但是突然一下找不到。
突然一下 suddenly can't find。 我以前也看过，我以前有 Taiwanese inflections here 有看过，但突然 suddenly 找不到 couldn't find it。
很多这种类似的，你标点标不对的时候，那个完全意思就不对了。
对了
，18000。
英语也有，什么是18000？ 18000。I don't know. 也有，所以很好笑的。Anyone knows what that means here? Let me know in the comments.
那你呢？你这个礼拜？
来到我了。我的礼拜呢？还可以啊，忙啊，一直在忙。我们最近so now I'm gonna start speaking more 给一般的使用者，还有一些我们说是我们的那个 talking about work，算是我们最努力的一些学习者、使用者。不是最好啊，我跟你们说啊，如果你在看的话，不是最好的，就是大概每一天至少花一点的时间来学习中文，来利用我们的 Skritter 的软件来学习呢。那 we sent out a survey to superstar users, daily users, like daily active users that are chasing their study streaks and doing things else. And then we sent to everybody else and we said, hey, what do you think about Skritter? So this is what we're actually going to talk about. I've been pretty cool. If you did participate in the survey, 非常感谢 super amazing stuff. We're going to do some more surveys in the future. But here in this chart, like this is what I've been doing.
他们每个月
for like this week too, the past 2 weeks, just digging deep into this stuff, reading through all of your comments, questions, feedback, loving every second of it. My brain is going crazy with ideas and concepts and things that I'm working on with the team. So yeah, here we're actually, this is like consumes my life in a great, fantastic way. And yeah, I'm talking about it in the classroom.
花20多天的时间在使用 Skritter。
所
以就发个问卷问他们一些问题。
问卷 questionnaire. Let's add it to Skritter because I got it wrong and had to get corrected.
关于 Skritter， 你喜欢什么？你以前使用过哪一些其他的软件呢？你哪里决定 Skritter 是个好软件等等？
在哪里？是怎么决定？
使用者他们每个月花20多天的时间在使用 Skritter。
好，没问题。
所以就发个问卷。问他们一些问题关于 Skritter， 你喜欢什么？你以前使用过哪一些其他的软件呢？你哪里决定 Skritter 是个好软件等等？
在哪里？是怎么？
So the question that we asked in English was, what was your aha moment? What made you realize that Skritter was working really well? What potentially wasn't cutting it for you in the past when you weren't using Skritter as a vocab acquisition tool and study tool? But I was like, 你怎么决定? So I was thinking like how, but my teacher here is, that's not the correct use. It's not like it. She understands what I'm trying to say, obviously, but now she's going to correct and refine and say, this is how I would say it, or this is how we would normally say it in Chinese. So let's pay attention to this part.
不是哪里决定
Okay, so 不是哪里决定哪里 where, right? So I'm like, where did you 不是哪里决定 And now that I think about it in English again, like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So how would we actually say it?
你怎么决定
你怎么决定你怎么决定 How did you decide, right? How did you decide to start using Skritter, or what did you like about Skritter? Okay, so here, this was a mistake, a grammatical mistake. So we're just going to put a little flag on that and a timestamp if I ever want to come back and do it. It's like at probably like the 11:50 mark 左右。好。And I haven't, I don't normally have a lot of time to do this. Sometimes I do it in notebooks if I'm honest, but this is like, to me, this is like the ideal deep dive into a conversation. So I don't really actually have a lot of formatting and color paletting. I don't know how I want to be doing this, but let's just highlight this as in red as like something that we discussed. And here it doesn't need to be about Skritter, just doing something in general. Doing something in general. Okay. 你怎么决定呢？你怎么决定？哦，我哪里是你哪一段时间？因为我们要从一个设计师的角度来看，你要找个那个时间，你的所谓的 aha moment 在哪里？如果可以了解到别人呢使用 Skritter 的时候有那个感觉，那我就把它放在前面一点。就你打开我们的 app 的时候，特别是刚来的人，
就介绍的时候可能会就是鼓励他们碰到或者走到那条路，会发现Skritter是个好事情。因为那个问卷
不能说哪里决定，什么时候决定，
什么时候决定。Okay, so we could say that. We could say 什么时候 at what moment 你怎么决定 is like how did you decide 什么时候决定 at what moment did you decide or 什么时候决定好他们什么时候你什么时候决定 Skritter 是一个好或
是在哪一个时间点
或者在or 或者 here, so we have A or B, both are viable options. 或者在哪一个时间点 So 时间点 is a vocabulary word that we have on my thing. 时间点 What point in time? Ha ha ha! What a nice transition there. 在哪个时间点好，继续。哪一个时间在哪一个时间点或者什么时候决定
时间点
对，所以这个礼拜呢大部分那问卷回来了有蛮多的人花了不少的时间就写一些就回答我们的问题还有一些推荐哪里现在呢 Skritter 有什么你有什么你对 Skritter 有什么希望？你希望我们可以做到什么？
期望
期望有什么？好 So here we're going to actually do a deep dive. So I said 在哪里？你有什么？你对 Skritter 有什么期望 ？Right? And 期望。Now I'm messing it up. 你有什么I said 希望 Okay, so let's dig in and see 希望跟期望有什么区别呢？期望 Because I got this wrong. So let's go over to MDGB and just type these in. 期望 To wish for. So have expectations to earnestly hope, expect hope, right? 期望 So I'm using the incorrect word. 什么期望 Okay. Let's add. I don't know if I've studied this word yet, actually. In Skritter. Clearly I haven't because I'm misusing it. So we have 希望 I'm just going to grab. Let's just do a screenshot. Easier. Work smarter, not harder, right, Jake? Come on. Boom. 好。13. We're at timestamp. So here, I'm doing all this work and putting this stuff in. Like I'm getting so much out of this information, but I'm also making it relatively easy for me to go back in time and look at this again if I ever want to. I have Notion as an index. I can search through it at any given time. And I'm making some mistakes here, and that's fine, right? Mistakes are part of the process, but now I get to uncover and deep dive a little bit into why I'm making this mistake and how I can improve it in the future, hopefully. 期望
或是期望，不是希望。你刚刚说希望，不是希望，是期望或是期望。
那我们什么时候可以用希望呢？
我希望你怎么样怎么样怎么样。但是你说 like 如果是你刚刚用的，譬如说
我希望你什么样什么样什么样 or 我有个希望
looking for 你期望。
你期望。你期望。
我们英文是 we ask like what do you wish Skritter did that it doesn't do now？ 那个是期望，
那个是期望，
或是期望。
好，那现在呢？我的工作就是把所有的回答都要看，然后仔细的分。
We also have this one，
就是把它开始仔仔细细的看一下，然后贴，就用什么 whiteboard 写下来，然后要跟设计师开始。
等一下。假如说今天你说我希望 Skritter 能怎么样，可以，但是呢，我对 Skritter 有什么期望？
我对 Skritter 有什么期望？
好，明白。
I still don't really 明白 if I'm honest.
了解。
But now that I hear this, we're going to spend more time in class today talking.
所以我大部分的时间都是。
So, in order I do that, what I'm going to do here is ready, and we're going to do 中文课 really quick. 2023-04-07 class prep. Date is today. Add type. 中文课. All right, so let's open this as a page, and we're going to do a header 1 and do questions. 课堂上上的问题，希望 versus 期望 versus 期望。到底 OK。So target for today is to come out of this class with a very clear understanding. And this is why you timestamp, everybody.
那老师你
Let's go to like 13 minutes.
那问卷回来了，有蛮多。那我们什么时候可以用希望呢？
我希望你怎么样。
我希望你怎么样。
但是你说 ，you know, like 如果是你
对 Skritter，
你刚刚用的，譬如说你 What are you looking for？ 你期望。
我们英文是 we ask like what do you wish Skritter did that it doesn't do now？ 那个是期望。好，
或是期望。
好，那现在呢？我的工作就是把所有的回答，
是的，
都要看，然后仔细的。
我看完了，花了一周的时间，但是看完了。I looked at it all. I read everything that anyone wrote. I read, and oh my gosh, it was amazing.
就是把它开始。仔仔细细的看一下，然后写，就用什么 whiteboard 写下来，然后要跟设计师开始。
等一下。假如说今天你说我希望 Skritter 能怎么样，可以，但是呢，我对 Skritter 有什么期望？
好，明白。OK， 了解。
Adjusting my mic，
那个
and cleaning some of the stuff up.
所以我大部分的时间都是在那方面，都很仔细的看所有人说。
那很有用，对呀，
我觉得有用啊，
非常有用。
因为做什么广告
？She did not ask a question here, by the way. She was making a statement. 那很有用 ，like yeah, it's helpful and
或者要。推荐，如果是要在 IG 上面写什么内容，或者在我们就是 我刚说的吧，你打开是头一次利用我们的软件，我们公司可以把什么东西放在最前面，给你介绍一下我们的内容，我们的 value add 在哪里。还有就看看我们未来呢要发展哪一方面呢？可蛮有意思，我觉得每一个人都不一样啊。发展，要发展哪一方面？每一个人都不一样，但是当然有一些就是常常出现的，或者出现了好几次。特别是我发现很多人说他们呢，可能是不是不喜欢我们的 streak， 就鼓励你每天花点时间学习，但是呢，有的人说我通常是
花点学习。
花点时间学习，他们有的人说我周末不学习，或者周末没有时间，我希望可以有什么一周的安排，或者一周的学习的希望呢？可以这样用吗？学习的
期望，
这里是期望吗？
学习的期望，
这个
学习的期望。So I think here, right? Like what I probably need 学习的期望。譬如说学习的期望。好 ，OK， 继续。
也是好。
你就是说
早一点说，我没。
Okay.If you say that's my hope, you know, like
停顿。All right, I am going to actually take a break and pause the video for a second here, but I'm going to listen to this part first.
Hope that's 我的希望。
我的希望。
Yeah, my hope. That's my hope. 但是我的期望通常是有一个目标的。
期望有个目标。OK， 好，那个更好。因为通常是一周的期望呢，你一周希望你一周，对，这里呢可能你的期望会你要解释的时候可能会说希望，对吗？ All right, so some context here in English about what I'm actually trying to convey is, so we send out this survey, right? And I think that probably many people, myself included, sometimes feel a bit stressed out about studying, especially if you're using like a flashcard system like Skritter, and you open the application and you kind of get into a rut, or you're not in a study habit where you're actively reviewing, learning new materials every single day. So because of the forgetting curve and because of the fact that Skritter is an SRS system, we schedule things out in advance. So you're learning something and you see something for the first time and you maybe get it wrong a couple times and then you eventually start to get it right. So we just kick it down the road a little bit because there's a forgetting curve. Like our brains naturally forget things. So the idea behind SRS and spaced repetition systems is that before you forget it, shortly before you forget it, we remind you again. Hey, do you remember this word? In a perfect system, you're studying every single day, and things are aligned correctly, then you see it, you're right before you forget it, and you're like, yeah, I know that thing. Or maybe a little cloudy on it. Maybe you forgot it, and that's okay. That happens all the time. But if you don't study for a while, or if you have too many things, you come in one day and you're super gung-ho and you add 10, 20, 30 words to Skritter and you do that every single day, eventually your queue builds up massively. So in a lot of the feedback, what we did discover is that there's this review anxiety is what I want to call it and what we're discussing internally. And certainly I have that. Like let's actually pull up Skritter here for a minute on my phone. So, here we'll use my break as an opportunity here to kind of talk about this. So if I pull up Skritter, and actually here I can just bring it. Let's just make it the full screen. Can I do that? How do I switch to the camera? Hey, nice. Okay, so let's hide this. So what I'm trying to reference and talk about here is this do card value. I've been studying for 383 days in a row. I still have 613 do cards. And if we actually go in and look at my do cards, all of them are writing cards. Like, I have a lot of work to do. And I think that a lot of people have way more work than me to do. I don't necessarily care about all these do cards. I've been experimenting a little bit personally with a different study style in Skritter to try and get even more out of my sessions. And I'm paying particular attention to active recall, translation from English to Chinese, and handwriting with raw squigs, and being very critical of myself when I make mistakes. I'm just trying to get better and chasing perfect a little bit, which is, it's its own separate video. But the issue that a lot of people are facing, myself included, is that this do card count gets a little bit overwhelming, especially if you skip days. You don't study 5 days a week, or you don't study 7 days a week, so you don't have this full streak. You don't study, maybe you take a break. And so coming back on Monday, you just feel completely overwhelmed to the point where you're like, maybe I don't want to be doing this. And this is a thing in flashcarding. And obviously we don't want that to be a thing, right? This shouldn't be a stressful process. It should be an enjoyable, fun process. So we're trying to figure out the best way to tackle this. And if anyone's watching this part into the video and you have an idea, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. We're going to be digging in deeper and doing some further exploration down this avenue. But here in this whole lesson, which is very much related to Skritter and things that I do every single day and think about actively with my team, we are trying to figure out this problem, and I'm trying to convey that to my teacher. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, little fun fact there about what is going on and some context for you. So I'm going to bring myself back. We're actually going to go over here because we don't need 2 gaojians, and go back into Notion. So we're at like 17 minutes right now. I think hopefully, let's go. Where's my preview? Yeah, we should be good. Okay. 有的人说我希望我的期望就是花1周5次学习呢，然后每一天可能是看100个
1周5天。我的意思是1周5天，不是1周7天，
学习
不是全
个
每
新
天
词啊等等。这方面我觉得很多人说
生词不是新词，新词也听得懂，但是生词，
新词人家也听得懂。
哦，
生词。
生词 ，new vocabulary。
对，还有呢，有的人要更多的例句呢，更多的视频啊，就是好多啊。现在 more content， 现在还要看看。
你看啊，假如说，比如说我们希望，这是动词啊。我们的期望，又是名词。
我们希望，
对。Yeah。另外一方面，我发现很多人
，Now we're going to talk about 犯错。
他们说，一些，因为我们是一个高科技的公司，对吗？所以可以把很多不同的资料分析，就是我们可以
Jump into the next one, 25 minutes。
就是按照你自己的，跟着你自己的一些错误，提出一些建议或者看法。This video is becoming much longer than I thought it would be for anyone still watching. Thank you. I'm going to pause it for a second. I need to check and make sure that life is good outside of this little world that I'm living in. 所以很多人说，我如果有，比如说我今天学了，就花15分钟的时间在学。Here my teacher is often saying 譬如说 but here I'm saying 比如说，比如说，比如说，譬如说，比如说，一样的意思。后来呢，意思是一样的，就是我们会有一部分，
怎么讲呢？
对，
就是当然我要你复习呀、预习呀、学习呀，但是你学完之后，我们其实可以告诉你，
学完之后，你学完之后 ，so once you're done studying，
学完之后，我们可以告诉你，你哪一方面是你说了
犯过什么错误呢？你的错误，你的犯错在哪里？你犯错了在哪里 ？Right? So in Skritter, as you're studying, one awesome thing about Skritter is that there's a spaced repetition system, but you can, you're grading yourself as you go. So if you're in a quiz, we call it a test activity. It might rebrand at some point in the future to quizzes, which I think kind of makes more sense. You're in a quiz, you get it wrong. Afterward, we say, hey, you got these things wrong. You should go review them, or do them again. If you're reviewing and you do that, they come back up in the queue if it's the due cards at the end of the day, or if you're doing continuous mode and you're studying, then a few cards later it just requizzes you and reaffirms that you understand this thing. You got it wrong. Did you get it right? That kind of thing. But what we have found in the surveys, and what I think other applications do well, and shout out to Duolingo here for something that I really enjoy in their application, there's a dedicated section in the application for mistakes, and those things can build up a lot if you make a lot of mistakes. I think right now in Duolingo I have like 30 some mistakes. Oh, let's go look. But something that I think would be really cool for Skritter in the future. No, I'll get back into it. Duolingo. I need to set up my scenes better. Get me out of the way, right? So if we're in here and we're looking at this, so this is what I'm talking about, this mistake collection. So Duolingo has your mistakes and you can quickly review them. And a lot of the feedback that we're getting is that something like this would be super helpful, whether it's on a daily view or a weekly view or something like that. So I hear you. I've been dreaming about this for a while. This is not new information to us. This is not something that only Duolingo does, but leeches are a thing. Mistakes are a thing. Being able to go in and focus on them is important, right? In a perfect world, inside of your classroom, maybe your teacher gives you the things that you're often getting wrong and some kind of a report on that so that you can, get better and stop making mistakes. Like that's kind of the crux of this, right? So, yeah, let's keep listening. 你犯了什么错误？你犯了什么错误？还有你犯了几次？或者一周之内、一个月之。Okay, so we're at like the 20-minute mark. How are we only at the 20-minute mark? Because we're doing a deep dive, 高健. Come on. 说话. So 20左右 and 你 Okay, we're going to back up a sec. 之内你发当然我很多不同的资料分就可以我们可以你学完之后我们其实可以告诉你学完之后学完之后我们可以告诉你你哪一方面是你说了不是说了什么错误呢犯
了什么错
犯了什么错犯了什么错你犯了你今天犯了你犯了什么错 mistakes you made, right? 我今天犯了很多错误犯了很多次的错犯错了很多次犯了什么错误对对对你犯了什么错误还有你犯了几次或者一周之内一个月之内你犯就哪一个字词犯过就是犯了最多犯过错 This is like the crux of what we want to try and get to. If we can optimize in our application and for you and for myself and for everybody, where we're really targeting in on things you want to be learning for the first time and also the mistakes that you're making so that you can correct them, then I think the experience will be really nice. So what we're trying to avoid and build toward for the future is getting you so that you're not feeling overwhelmed, but that you're feeling like Skritter is truly actually helping you along with the study process. So that you don't have to do things like this and go listen to it's really inefficient for me to go in. Now, I'm listening to this for content. I'm listening to this for utterances from native speakers and all these other things, right? But if I'm just going and trying to find my mistakes, why would you listen to an hour-long recording to find your 5 mistakes, right? Let's identify them, let's pull them out, and let's make it super easy to find and dig in and drill in and review multiple times if necessary the mistakes that you're making, right? So that's where my brain's at right now, which is super exciting.
犯过错，但是不只是犯过错，因为犯过错是可以的吧？明天就复习一次就好了。
make mistakes.
那如果你不断的犯错呢？这个要拿出来说，你重复的，如果是重复的犯错，那个是比较大的问题，对吗？那我们可以看他们所有的资料，然后发现哪一些是常常犯错的，或是重复的犯错。那这方面呢，常常犯的错误。
All right, so let's record that down. All right, these are good native utterances. 常常犯的错误，对吗？ Is that what she said?
那这方面过就是犯了最多，犯过错。
犯过错，常常 Let's get all these
犯过错，但是不只是犯过错，因为犯过错是可以的吧？明天就复习一次就好了。那如果你不断的犯错呢？这个要拿出来。
如果你重复的犯错，如果你重复的犯错 ，so if you repeatedly make mistakes. Right? That's where it gets bad. That's where you run into 化石化 fossilization, right? So you want to identify mistakes and correct them quickly rather than repeatedly making mistakes over and over again.
来说，你重复的，如果是重复的犯错，那个是比较大的问题，对吗？
重复的犯错。
那我们可以看他们所有的资料，然后发现
analyze all your data
是常常犯错的，或是重复的犯错。那这方面呢？常常犯的错，常常
犯的错，
犯的错误。那这方面呢，可能就是他好像期望 Skritter 会安排什么小活动啊，还是什么的，就
小活动，
特别小活动，特别强调这些错误。
emphasize 强调是特别强调 emphasize 这些错误，
强调。
特别强调这些犯错误，对，特别强调这些错误，
特别强调犯的错，
特别强调犯的错。Okay, so what is 错误？犯错 error. Okay, and 错误 is mistake, mistaken, false, wrong. All right, we're going to add this as well. Clearly, I am still struggling with this. Target. Let's just dig into it more with my teacher. 犯错 versus 错误. I think there's a lot of, so there's some negative transfer here of what I think of in English, which I think is correct, and how I'm using it in Chinese, and I'm making that mistake. So today in class, one of my 目标 my 问题 is to really dig deeper into 犯错 and 错误。好。
那老师你
One beef I have with this is not actually an audio player, right? 哦，好。
Like a bird.
错误，对对对，你犯了什么错误？还有，你犯了几次，或者1周之内、1个月之内，你犯就哪一个字词犯过，就是犯了最多。
犯过错。
犯过错，但是不只是犯过错，因为犯过错是可以的吧？明天就复习一次就好了。那如果你不断的犯错呢？这个要拿出来说，哎，你重复的，如果是重复的犯错，那个是比较大的问题。那我们可以看他们所有的资料，然后发现哪一些是常常犯错的，或是重复的犯错。
常常犯的错。
那这方面呢？常常犯的错误，那这方面呢，可能就是他好像期望 Skritter 会安排什么小活动啊，或者什么的，就
小活动，
特别小活动，特别强调这些错误，强调这些错误，
不是。特别强调犯的错，
特别强调犯的错。到了你的软件都输入了，然后说就鼓励他每天练习软件，就找到你的软件，每一天鼓励他。
是
重复的，如果是，
不是特别强调。
I'm starting to lose a little bit of my focus here. 犯的错 ，too much going on. 特别强调犯的错 ，OK，OK. I don't know. This is like probably not interesting at all anymore. I apologize. I will work on it, and these should just be shorter. But this is how I'm studying. So my expectations. 他每一天大概那个小考呢100分。
期望。
Okay, exceeded. Let's back up a little bit.
高
于我的
是软。
Okay, so 停顿. All right, let's take a break here. So now we're transitioning, and I'm going to make a new timestamp. I need to not live on a recording, think about ways to do this better. But let's say, so now we're going to build out a new block. Not a new block, but I want a toggle list, and this is going to be 说话。So 不同的内容呢 and we're at 2249. And here the topic is we're talking about some 回馈 反馈 some feedback, some cool feedback that we got. 回馈软件刚好我没有什么软件公司。好 ，Thankfully I don't run a tech company. 那个，那妈妈说，输入之后鼓励他。Okay, we gotta back up a little bit. 好，强调几个外国人，然后她是个妈妈。Okay, let's back up. 22 minutes. Okay, 类似差不多吧。
很好啊，
还有其他很多，但是看到他们啊，我都觉得很好。对，最感动的就是一个来自新加坡几个外国人，然后她是个妈妈，她说其实我不会来自新加坡的妈妈，但是我儿子在上什么母语课，就是中文以中文为母语的课，以中文为母语的中文，就是一个给母语者的中文课，所以 在我们的问卷里面呢，有个妈妈说，她不会写字，她不会读，她看不懂啊，不是看不懂，她不会，她不是个母语者啊，她是她是这个非母语者，而且她中文水平可能不是特别好，但是呢，因为找到 Skritter 就推荐他的儿子利用它来学习，对吗？所以最感动的就是看到这个人啊，他说他的这个妈妈说，我儿子每天都在用，他非常非常非常成功。他现在呢，虽然是个给母语者的课呢，虽然他每天需要练习很多生词啊、汉字啊，要听听说读写都要，对吗？但是因为有 Skritter， 这个妈妈可以给他儿子生词表 ，so vocabulary lists, and then the student can study, and the student's been crushing it. So, huge shout out to the student and the mom for diligence and thank you for supporting Skritter and finding Skritter. But it's so cool when we get stories like this, success stories where people are able to, solve their real world problems, right? You're not just studying in a vacuum. It's amazing. I love it. So here I'm taking that a little bit and talking about it in my class. So let's dig in. 所以每天都有听写，然后那个妈妈说我不会，但是找到了你的软件，都输入了。然后说就鼓励他每天练习软件，就找到你的软件，每一天鼓励他。
是软件。
刚好我没有什么软件公司，好
冷
bad joke。那个，那妈妈说，输入之后鼓励他利用 Skritter。然后他说 exceeded my expectations， 他每一天大概那个小考呢100分，高于我的期望。他说大概每一天都就听写的那个高于我的期望 ，exceeded my expectations， 高于我的期望，我要确认，跟老师确认一下，这个是对的。So let's say I think it's this. I'll try and translate it and see what happens. No, that's not it. 高于 Let's find this word. 高于应该是这个吧 Greater than 对 I'm so bun 高于我的期望你这妈妈说 Skritter 高于了她的期望，就满分。
哇！
看到就觉得哇，厉害。那个我个人认为那个儿子很厉害，但是刚好你找到我们，就所以类似的这种啊，肯定有一些粉丝啊，就觉得他们很喜欢。粉丝。看到他们，或者有的人说，看你 YouTube 上面的一些人，肯定觉得你是个好公司，因为我喜欢你们啊，就是这种，就好可爱哦。对呀，谢谢你的支持。 The team at
对啊，
Skritter
你
is
们的那
amazing.
个
Check
你
out
们
our
的那个
YouTube.
YouTube 的那个广告，就是看起
A
来
real
就是比
YouTube,
较
not this
真实的感觉。
garbage. 但是对我也觉得，但是最近呢，我自己因为我觉得那个压力太大，所以我要用什么 ECAM 就比较轻松一点的感觉。所以今天就是我坐下来，我说啊，今天是2点上课，干没有时间预习呀、那我需要花点时间准备我的课。好，开始。我知道我的头发乱七八糟，这样没关系啊，就开始了。后来呢，那个
其实你刚刚那个头发不是乱七八糟，而是有一个不同的感觉。different persona
感觉好
像不一样的人。
叫 bum。
No，
不是
bum。
Pain 不喜欢。
你要不要我说？
嬉皮的感觉。
也不是嬉皮，对我来说不是嬉皮。你觉得对我来说像什么吗？
像什么？
书呆子。
Dork。哦，好。
Like a nerd 不坏啊。
那我就是吧。
Nerd is a hit，
就是啊。
现在很火啊，你做 nerd 很火的啊。
对对。So here， 是的。要，但是我不是啊，我其实不是。我觉得如果是跟书呆子在一起的话呢，会发现就觉得哦 ，I don't think I'm nerdy. I'm very nerdy, but I also 但是可以看起来好像是也好。
我觉得有一方面我也是一个 nerd。如果今天
有一方面你在一个in one element or area or aspect， 有一方面我也是个 nerd。我觉得我有一方面是个 nerd， 真的。其实我就是个书呆子吧。不要假装我不是，我肯定是。今天花一个多小时时间学习汉语，就是一个汉字的一个汉语的一个书呆子吧。
方面不是 nerd 的话，其实你不会很专注的想很热心的学一个东西学很久。我们假如说
down the OK 对对对，是的。但是我不是啊，我其实不是。我觉得我们如果是跟书呆子在一起的话呢，会发现就觉得哦，高健肯定不是个书呆子，但是可以看起来好像是也好。
我觉得有一方面我也是一个 nerd。如果今天你在一个方面不是 nerd 的话，其实你不会很专注的想很专
注的很热心，很专注，很热心的学习，
新的学一个东西学很久。
高健肯定。
我觉得有一方面我也是一个 nerd。如果
不用。但是已经我听了2次，刚好上次的那个录的嘛，
对，就是
他们都有点不一样。
对，那不太一样。
就一起的话呢，会发现就觉得哦，高健肯定不是个书呆子，但是可以看起来好像是。This is frustrating me. I need to like clip it.
我觉得
in segment in the future.
有一方面我也是一个 nerd。如果今天
好，停顿。I'm going to make some comments to myself. So I think one thing that I'm struggling with here a little bit in Notion is it's not an audio player. And so, being able to go back quickly and scrub, forward, backward 10, 15 seconds, like on YouTube or something like that is really proving to be a little bit problematic when I'm trying to get into particular details. On my phone, when listening to this audio, I'm going to make this full screen again. Here, let's edit the default view. so that doesn't happen again, right? So when we identify that we're making some, okay, there we go. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to like the 25-minute
书呆子。
Okay. 但是可以看起来好像是也好。
我觉得
I'm just gonna listen to it again.
有一方面我也是一个 nerd。如果今天如果你在一个方面不是 nerd 的话，其实你不会很专注的想很热心的学一个东西学很久。我们假如说
对呀，但是我觉得有的人就是他们全身就是个书呆子的嘛，
对，就是
他们都有点不一样。
对，那不太一样。
就那个宅男或者什么的。
宅男宅男不
宅女。
宅男不坏啊，宅男只是喜欢待在家里而已。宅男也可以是很聪明，不是 nerd。
I thought it had more of a negative connotation, but here she's saying it's it's not. 不要开别人的玩笑，对吗？不要对别人说什么，就是要改变自己本身，就儒家的一些。
不用改变别人，
不用改变别人，对啊，要改变自己，改变别人，不理他们。那个我在想啊，今天论语。All right, so that's kind of where we're at on this. I have 24 seconds left. I'm gonna actually legitimately take a break and pause my screen. Let's go pull that up really quick. How are we doing on the phone? Go over here, make 高键 go away. So I need to just use scene transitions. And I'll do that later. So 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. Hey, all right, 好，休息时间到了。好， so we're an hour and 38 minutes into this recording. I am recording live, right? So I'm making some mistakes, but I'm getting so much material out of this content, which is amazing. I have questions for class next. I have some utterances that I can review. I've added some new words to Skritter. And the only reason that's possible is because I recorded myself. So, that's kind of my thesis, like this whole process here, and maybe I'll collect my thoughts at the end. So I'm going to actually write that down on a piece of note paper so that I can come back and recap it. 1 sec. Always good to have note cards handy. I normally have them on my desk, but I cleaned it up so that my desk looked really good in the B-roll if we do edit this down and Glum decides to use it. So take out this, have a notebook near you. But what I want to cover is like why you should record. Okay, we'll cover that at the end. Recap. Notion is not good for audio player. It's not an audio player. Okay, so what does that mean? What that means, basically, well, we'll cover that in a minute. I'm going to take a legitimate break here. I'm going to use the restroom and do all these and make sure that things are good. And then I'm going to come back. So I'm going to press pause. I'm going to do my 5-minute break over here on my end virtually. And I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, so our break is wrapping down. I am feeling refreshed after just a few minutes, and we're going to dig back into it. What I'm going to do here after this is I'm actually going to cut forward in the conversation a little bit. We end up covering some content inside of the video that is not really quite ready for the light of day. It's some things that I'm experimenting with, and I wanted some feedback from her on. And it's like, I don't know. Anyways, it's just not that interesting, if I'm honest. And I do only have a little bit of time until my next class with her at 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump ahead and we're going to look just into the 论语, the analects for today, and that I was supposed to prep for last week that I didn't really prep for. And so in a moment here, we're going to get that set up. We're going to do that. and study. I'm going to do that and study. You're going to follow along if you're watching. And then I'll recap what I liked about this session and what I personally am going to try and improve and work on. I should move out of the way a little bit. Okay. 我老婆回答了我的问题. Okay, so we have 25 minutes left. I'm going to wrap up my studying in this session. That will be a full block of study, and then I get to take a 25-minute break before my Chinese class, which is perfect. So let's dig into it. Let's start this timer. Good. Let's get that out of the way. Zoop. Bring you up. Hello. Okay. Let's dig into the 论语. 有没有什么好像没有。上次上课的那个内容呢，好像没有什么问题。但是已经就我听了2次，刚好上次的那个录影啊，声音可以了。录影
成功了。
那个录成功了。So I have been having recording troubles. I've been using a different software to do my recordings. I use what application do I use? Video solo recorder. And I've been, because this is a new setup and a new machine and new settings and everything else, there's been a few classes along the way recently that have failed, and I've had no audio recording at the end or only my own voices, which is not really helpful in a conversational practice session. So was super stoked about that, but let's just scrub ahead and find this. So
水族馆里面怎么
拥堵 learning model 在被
出来？
东西已经存，
下次再。如有
那个杨枝米糕
说
是什么鱼啊？那好，我们就研究一下老鹰啊。那你写个什么？好，时间快到了。那个 Yeah, we have 5 minutes left in our class, and we're getting to the core content that I wanted to talk about in the class. So we're not going to get sidetracked today when we go into my class, and I'm actually going to do my prep work so that I can come in prepared. So that's the point and focus now of the rest of this lesson. So let's dig into it here. Let me do this and delete that and clean this up. So let's focus in on the 论语. 论语
今天可能讲不完，
我们可能下次要今天可能讲不完 right? So we're not going to be able to get to all of the content today. I agree. I'm going to take this block and put it in here. That way I can expand it and just focus up. 讨论一下。对啊。
讲不完，下次再说。
讲不完，下次再说。So 讲不完 if we don't talk about it fully, 下次 next time 再说 say again. 可以看一下 Good. 下次我可以假装这是我头一次，我可以我又可以录一下。下次可以假装 I can pretend 是我头一次 my first time looking at 论语。可是这里颜渊喟然叹曰：“那个杨枝米糕。” First of all, as I prep for this, so we're getting into this 论语 here, and I just want to see what Notion can do. So let's ask the text to translate into English. Okay. So, and this translation looks pretty decent. The more I look up at it, the higher it seems to be. The more I drill into it, the harder it seems to get. When I gaze at it from front, it suddenly appears behind me. Master Confucius is so skillful in guiding people. He inspires me with literature and binds me with ritual. I want to quit, but I can't. After exhausting my talents, if I can achieve something, it will be remarkable. But even if I want to follow him, I can't keep up. We're going to turn this into a quote. And there's just so many things that you could probably do with this software that I just don't do. But it is just like a brain dump for me, which is really cool. So yeah, so let's put this in here. Okay. 钻之迷间，钻钻养 ，back it up a little bit.
下次再说。
对呀，下次再说。
看一下啊。
可以看一下。Good， 下次我可以假装这是我头一次，我可以又可以录音一下。Listen to my bad joke again, please. 可是这里颜渊喟然叹也。颜渊 is a person. 喟然叹。那个羊之迷高，喟然叹也。钻之迷间，钻养之迷高，养之迷高，养之迷高。So 迷。Let's see. Ask AI to turn this into a table with English definition pinyin. Okay, I don't really know how to parse text using Notion just yet, but that's fine. So let's just take this and break it down character by character. 太好了。养 So face upward, look up. 之的迷高 Grab that one. Go into Notion again. Okay. 钻之迷间，瞻之在前，呼。钻之迷间。钻之迷间。Drill. 之迷 the more 间 it's so the long okay. All right. 钻之迷间 the more I drill into it, the harder it seems. Right? 养之迷高钻之养之迷高钻之迷间瞻之在前 When I gaze at it, it's ahead of me. Oh. Okay. 钻之迷间，瞻之在前，呼。So much of this stuff really does probably require like you need to because it's 古文 ancient literature. It's generally one character. So you really have to drill into the meaning of the characters. So here we have yang to look up at. Mi is like to and then we have 钻 to drill and 瞻焉在后。
夫子循
让善诱人。夫子循夫子循让善诱人。
对，这样循然。
循然。
善诱人。
So here, If we like break it down like 一句一句 right? It's 循循然夫子循循然break 善诱人哦，
标点很重要，
善诱人。
同学，
标点很重要。
哪里停啊？
好 ，Yeah, where do we take a break, right? 夫子循循然善诱人。博我以文，约我以礼。All right, so 什么是博？Grab that. 手部 So we're looking for the there we go. 速罢不能。
欲罢不能。
博我以文，约我以礼。欲罢不能。哦，欲罢不能。欲罢不能。既皆无才。如有所立。如有所立。卓尔。
我想说哪里有米呀？卓尔。
前面的那个杨之谜，哈，卓尔。虽速从之，未有也已。
啊，我们还有1分钟。
意思很简单。这个人虽然
一点都不简单，
没有。孔子是一个非常非常棒的老师。
是的。
那我怎么知道呢？因为他说这个人，对，说到孔子的时候，他说循循然善诱人。博我以文，约我以礼，就教我很多文学的东西，而且
不是，是
博我以文是什么意思？
博这里是一个动词啊，约也是动词，博就是打开的意思啊，发展的意思，就是丰富的意思啊，丰富用什么东西来丰富呢？用一些文献，刚刚讲了，文献跟文章是不一样的。文献用一些就是文献来丰富我的知识。约呢是约束，约束用什么来约束呢？用礼来约束我。
约束。Binds me with ritual. 约束。约我以礼。So binds me to 礼。The idea and concept of 礼。可是后来的一些，我们可能下次可以比较，就是可以继续讨论。
好。
但是感觉就是，好，我们下次吧。So 上次 this class coming up soon, we're actually going to go through this. So to now, I think, what without getting too far ahead of myself and being conscious of time here and 10 minutes left on this study session, I'm just going to focus on being able to, like, I think bare minimum, look at this and be able to read it smoothly. So if I can do that, then we can have a more detailed conversation. We're not digging into these things. And this is totally something that I can do on my own. I don't need my teacher there to, she can improve my pronunciation and my fa'yin and everything else. But like to understand and just be able to read it, you know, 不需要浪费时间. I don't need to waste my time, or, you know, her time rather. So we have our pinyin here that we can reference. We have our notes here that we're starting to build up. And I can do that as we're having class today. I'm really just going to, like, you know what? I'm actually just going to take this, copy this block. Turn into synced block. Copy link to block. Go back here, and create H3 论语. Paste and sync. All right, so now I have that one. Oops. Okay, now if I go back here, I have this sync block that I can mess with. I will add a text below. I'm actually going to add a column above it. H3 formatting stuff that I could take care of on my own. We need to go back into like the timestamp. There's 1 minute left in the class. Oh, whatever. I'm not listening to this anymore. Okay, so that's done. So颜渊喟然叹曰颜渊喟然叹曰颜渊喟然叹曰颜渊喟然叹曰仰之弥高仰之弥高专之弥坚瞻之在前呼焉在后仰之弥高专之弥坚瞻之在前呼焉在后夫子循循然善诱人博我以文约我以礼速罢不能续欲罢欲罢欲什么是欲呢 wish for desire for okay so that is I want to quit but I can't 欲罢不能季节无才季节欲罢不能季节无才如有所立卓尔什么虽欲从之莫有也已颜渊好有一个 okay so here I can add a comment and get the pinyin会好maybe can I hide comments? No. Okay, fine. 颜渊亏 I mean I guess I can just put it here for now. 亏 会，不晓得 I don't know how I want to do it. 颜渊喟然叹曰：仰之弥高，钻之弥坚，瞻之在前，呼焉在后。呼焉在后。夫子玄玄然，善诱人，博我以文，约我以礼。欲罢不能，既皆无才。如有所立，卓尔虽欲从之，莫有也已。好 ，close that. 颜渊喟然叹曰：仰之弥高，钻之弥坚，瞻之在前，呼焉在后。夫子循循然，对吗？夫子循循然，好。夫子循循然，善诱人，博我以文，约我以礼。欲罢不能，既皆无才。如有所立，卓尔虽欲从之，莫有也已。颜渊。Now, okay, so do it one more time. And like, it's quite interesting in the last, 5 minutes here of doing this, like I can feel myself getting better. Hopefully I can, at some point I can work on this and get it to the point where I could memorize it, right? But right now I just want it to be shun. I want it to be sound good so that when I get into class and we're talking, we're not getting tripped up on pronunciation. We can actually talk about the 细节, the details here. So that's kind of the focus here for the prep session. 颜渊喟然叹曰，颜渊喟然叹曰。So they're saying with a sigh, 仰之弥高，仰之弥高，仰之弥高，钻之弥坚，瞻之在前，呼焉在后。夫子循循然，善诱人，博我以文，约我以礼。欲罢不是速啊，欲罢不能，既皆无才。如有所立，如有所立，如有所立，应该是如有所立。卓尔不是迷啊，卓尔虽欲从之，莫有也已。颜渊喟然曰，颜渊。One thing that I did, I have fond memories actually of a class in Beijing, and we would do when we were reading, and anytime we made a mistake when we were reading, our teacher would make us start actually from the entire beginning. I guess I can do that with this for the last. Let's pull up the timer of 2 minutes left, and let's see how good we do here. So let's pull this up and put this over here. Okay. 颜渊喟然叹曰：仰之弥高，钻之弥坚，瞻之在前，呼焉在后。夫子循循然，善诱人，好 ，start over。颜渊喟然叹曰：仰之弥高，钻之弥坚，瞻之在前，呼焉在后。夫子循循然，善诱人，博我以文，约我以礼。欲罢不能，既皆无才。如有所立，卓尔虽欲从之，莫有也已。 我很喜欢学习论语 I think there's a lot of value in it. There's a lot of interesting things to understand about 儒家. I think it connects a lot to culture and, certain expressions exist in Chinese, in modern Chinese, and their 来源, their origin is things like 论语 and 道德经 and things like that. So, yeah. 24 seconds left. One more reading. 渊渊喟然叹曰仰之弥高钻之弥坚瞻之在前呼焉在后夫子循循然善诱人博我以文约我以礼欲罢不能既皆无才如有所谓卓尔虽欲从之莫由而已 All right. There we have it. I'm spent. I'm going to take a break, spend a little bit more time prepping for class, and call this video done. So a quick recap here, though. I think that there's some things that I obviously need to work on with the kind of video. This is totally experimental. This is a super, super, super long form video. But it was really a lot of fun to make, if I'm honest. And I've learned a lot of things. So I'm looking forward to going back and re-recording it. But I'm going to post it on the internet anyways, because I don't give a... But you need, if you are taking individual lessons and you are taking it seriously, to record yourself in class. There is so much gold. There is so much gold in going back through. You can hear your mistakes. You can hear native utterances. You can extract new vocabulary that you might not have picked up in conversation. You can extract vocabulary that you think you understood in conversation, but you don't understand yet, right? Added this into your favorite SRS app like Skritter. All these different things can happen. What we discovered along the way here today is that this kind of formatting notion I think is good, but having formatting in advance is great. This is not a system that I use a lot of. It's something that I'm trying to get better about. It's one of the reasons that I like making these kinds of videos. It holds myself accountable for doing these kinds of things, right? So, looking back historically, like I do listen to my videos, I do create, I record myself, I listen to my audio back. But sometimes life gets busy and that's just a reality. But having this stuff there, taking this time, getting into this habit allows me to really get max value out of my classes. I definitely think that in terms of improving this process moving forward for myself, I want to get scenes set up so that there's smoother transitions and things. So when I am kind of just listening, maybe it's, whatever, make sure that I don't have the phone cover myself when I'm recording. All these different kinds of things I hope to improve in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Check out, like I said, the Skritter channel. Check out my teacher. Links will be in the description below. And 下次再见. Bye-bye.